waiting room. I hate when they make you wait in the room. Because it says waiting room. There's no chance of not waiting. Because they call it the waiting room. They're going to use it. They've got it. It's all set up for you to wait. And you sit there, you know, and you got your little magazine. You pretend you're reading it, but you're really looking at the other people. You know, you're thinking about them, things like, I wonder what he's got. As soon as she goes, I'm getting her magazine. Yeah. And then they finally call you, and it's a very exciting moment. They finally call you, and you stand up, and you kind of look around at the other people in the room. Well, I guess I've been chosen. I'll see you all later. You know, so you think you're going to see the doctor, but you're not, are you? No, you're going into the next waiting room, the littler waiting room. But if they are, you know, doing some sort of medical thing to you, you want to be in the smallest room that they have, I think. You don't want to be in the largest room that they have. You know what I mean? You ever see these operating theaters that they have with, like, stadium seating? You don't want them doing anything to you that makes other doctors go, I have to see this. Are you kidding? Are they going to really do that to him? Are there seats? Can we get in? Do they scalp tickets to these things? I got 2 for the Winslow tumor. I got 2. We don't understand death. And the proof of this is that we give dead people a pillow. And, I mean, hey, you know, I think if you can't stretch out and get some solid rest at that point, I don't see how bedding accessories really make the difference. I mean, they got the guy in a suit with a pillow. Now, is he going to a meeting? Or is he catching 40 winks? I mean, let's make up our mind where we think they're going. Flying doesn't make me nervous. Driving to the airport can make you very nervous because when you're flying, when you're getting on a plane, if you miss that plane, there's no alternative. On the ground, you have options. You have buses, you have taxis, you have trains. But when you're taking a flight, if you miss it, that's it. No airline goes, well, you missed the flight. We do have a cannon leaving in about 10 minutes. Would you be interested in that? It's not a direct cannon. You have to change cannons after you land. Sorry, where are you going, Chicago? Oh, Dallas. Sorry, wait a second. Dallas, that's about Dallas. Texas, anyway. You should hit Texas. Are you ready? Make sure you get out of the net immediately because we shoot the luggage in right after you. Not afraid of flying, although many people do have fear of flying, and I have no argument with that. I think fear of flying is quite rational because human beings cannot fly. Humans have fear of flying, same way fish have fear of driving. You put a fish behind the wheel and they go, this isn't right. I shouldn't be doing this. I don't belong here. All fathers are intimidating. They're intimidating because they are fathers. Once a man has children, for the rest of his life, his attitude is, the hell with the world, I can make my own people. I'll eat whatever I want, I'll wear whatever I want, and I'll create whoever I want. What's brutal about the date is the scrutiny that you put each other through. Because whenever you think about this person in terms of the future, you have to magnify everything about them. You know, like the guy will be like, I don't think our eyebrows are even. Could I look at uneven eyebrows for the rest of my life? And of course, the woman's looking at the guy thinking, what is he looking at? Do I want someone looking at me like this for the rest of my life? The problem with talking is that nobody stops you from saying the wrong thing. I think life would be a lot better if it was like you're always making a movie. You mess up, somebody just walks on the set and stops the whole shot. You know what I mean? Think of the things you wish you could take back. You're out somewhere with people. Gee, you look pregnant. Are you? God. That's not going to work at all. Walk out the door, come back in. Let's take this whole scene again. People, think about what you're saying. All plans between men are tentative. if one man should suddenly have an opportunity to pursue a woman, it's like these two guys never met each other ever in life. This is the male code. And it doesn't matter how important the arrangements are. I mean, most of the time they scrub a space shuttle mission, it's because one of the astronauts met someone on his way to the launch pad. They hold that countdown. He's leaning against a rocket talking to her, so listen, when I get back, what do you say we get together for some time? I don't really feel that comfortable with the maid either, because there's that guilt when you have someone cleaning your house, you know? You're sitting there on the sofa, they go by with the vacuum cleaner. I'm really sorry about this. I don't know why I left that stuff over there. And that's why I could never be a maid, because I would have that attitude. I'd find them wherever they are in the house. Oh, I suppose you couldn't do this. No, don't get up. Let me clean up your filth. No, you couldn't dust. Oh, this is too tough, isn't it? To me, the most annoying thing about the couple of times that I did work in an office is that when you go in the morning, you say hi to everyone, and then for some reason throughout the day, you have to continue to greet these people all day, every time you see them. I mean, you walk in the morning, morning Bill, morning Bob, how you doing? Fine. 10 minutes later, you see him in the hall. How you doing? Every time you pass, you got to come up with another little greeting. You know, you start racking your brains. You know, you do the little eyebrow. You know, hey. Start coming up with nicknames for him. Jimbo. I had to buy a gift for someone. The hardest part to me is that card. That card is a killer. I never know what it's supposed to say. And it's getting so tough because the relationships are becoming so complicated. Greeting card companies now put out cards that are blank on the inside. Nothing, no message. I mean, it's like the card company says, we give up, you think of something. You know? For 75 cents, I don't want to get involved. Why is it so difficult, uncomfortable to be naked? It's because when you have clothes on, you can always kind of make those little adjustments, which people love to do. Feel like you're getting it together. Yeah, look pretty good. Feeling good, looking good, you know. But when you're naked, it's like, it's so final. You're just, well, that's it. There's nothing else I can do. That's why I like to wear a belt when I'm naked. Because I feel it gives me something. You know, I'm naked, but, you know. I'd like to get pockets to hang off of the belt. Wouldn't that be the ultimate thing? To be naked and still be able to do this. I think that would really help a lot. On my block, a lot of people walk their dogs, and I always see them walking along with their little poop bags, which to me is just the lowest function of human life. If aliens are watching this through telescopes, they're going to think the dogs are the leaders. If you see two life forms, one of them's making a poop, the other one's carrying it for him, who would you assume is in charge? What's amazing to me about the library is now here's a place where you can go in, you take out any book you want, they just give it to you and say, bring it back when you're done. It reminds me of like this pathetic friend everybody had when they were a little kid that would let you borrow any of his stuff if you would just be his friend, you know? That's what the library is. It's a government-funded, pathetic friend. And that's why everybody kind of bullies the library. I'll bring it back on time, I'll bring it back late. Oh, what are you going to do? What are you going to charge me? Nickel? You know when you're walking with someone and you assume that they know where the car is, and you're fine until you see them do this move. Once they do this... When they look back from where they came from, no, you're in bad shape now. Nobody that knows where they're going does that. Pilots on planes don't open the cockpit door and go... Slam. Well, what happened was my father... You know, the IQ test, they always have that sample question at the beginning where they show you how to fill in the circle. This should be the first elimination point right there. Anybody goes outside that circle, yeah, you want to come with us, please? Yeah, you're done. Your test is over. You went outside the circle, okay? What do you think first aid was like, though, like hundreds of years ago? You know, I mean, they had no medicine, no drugs, no technology, no equipment. Basically, they were there first. That was it. That was the whole first aid. They sit with you. That's all they could do. Can you help me? No, we can't help you, but we were the first ones here. I don't know if you know that. Did you see our truck? First aid. That's our motto. We show up before anybody.
Now, you didn't tell me you didn't know how to drive.
I was in a men's room the other day. They had the hand blower instead of the paper towels. You know this thing? I like the hand blower, I have to say. Takes a little bit longer, but I feel when you're in a room with a revolting stench, you want to spend as much time as you can.
The only stench is coming from you.
Oh, well, wait a second. I believe we have a heckler, ladies and gentlemen. Hey, Dick, look, I don't know what your problem is. It's not my fault you're back on the wagon.
It's off the wagon.
Well, in the old days, how do you think they got the alcohol from town to town?
I don't know.
On a wagon. And don't you think they broke into a couple of those bottles along the way?
You can't drink on a wagon. It's be too bumpy.
They had smooth trails. What about the Cumberland Gap?
What the hell do you know about a wagon?
Well, I know enough not to get on them. Psychics should be licensed. And it wouldn't be hard. I mean, we could just give them the regular DMV test, only with the silver dollars and the pizza dough over the eyes. I mean, if you can do the parallel park like that, you're a psychic. But we can test these people, there's no question about it. Like Kreskin. I mean, instead of just hiding his check, why don't we try stopping his check? Let's see how he handles that. When you're in your 30s, it's very hard to make a new friend. But whatever the group is that you've got now, that's who you're going with. You're not interviewing, you're not looking at any new people, you're not interested in seeing any applications. They don't know the places, they don't know the foods, they don't know the activities. If I meet a guy in a club or a gym or something, hey, look, I'm sure you're a very nice person, you seem to have a lot of potential. We're just not hiring right now. Of course, when you're a kid, you can be friends with anybody. You remember when you were a little kid, what are the qualifications? If someone's in front of my house now, that's my friend. They're my friend. That's it. Are you grown up? No? Great, come on in! Let's jump up and down on my bed. And if you have anything in common at all, you like cherry soda, I like cherry soda. We'll be best friends! Unemployment, it's a tough thing. Even if you get a job after you've been unemployed, they take unemployment out of your check every week and show it to you in that little box. How good can it be for your confidence that every paycheck you get has the word unemployment on it? You can't get it out of your mind. You just got the job. They're already getting ready for you to be laid off. I have a friend who's unemployed. He's collecting unemployment insurance. This guy has never worked this hard in his life to keep this thing going. He's down there every week waiting on the lines and getting interviewed and making up all these lies about looking for jobs. If they had any idea the effort and energy that he is expending to avoid work, I'm sure they'd give him a raise. I'm sure. The guy is doing a tremendous job not working. My friend's got a baby. Gotta see the baby. You've got to come over and see the baby. Nobody ever wants you to come over and see their grandfather, do they? You've got to see my grandfather. You got to see him. He's so cute. 168 pounds, 4 ounces. I love him when they're this age. He's 1,000 months. You know, the mid-'80s is such a good time for the grand people. The mid-'80s, you got to see him. He went to the bathroom by himself today. You know what's tough about seeing people when they have a baby is that you have to match their level of enthusiasm. You know what I mean? They're always so excited. What do you think of him? What do you think? Just once, I would like to meet a couple that goes, you know, we're not that happy with him, frankly. I think we really made a big mistake. We should have got an aquarium. You want him? We don't even want him. You want him? The problem with the condom is still buying them. I think we should have like a secret signal with the druggist. That you just walk into the drugstore, you go up to the counter, he looks at you, and if you go like this, he puts them in the bag for you. That's it. Show up there, you put your little shaving cream, your little toothpaste, you know. How are you today? Have a nice day. You too. You know what I never get with the limo? The tinted windows. I mean, nobody cares who's in the limo anyway. You see a limo go by, you know it's either a rich guy or 50 prom kids with $1.75 each. Being in the back of a limo, I'm sorry, it's not that cool. Most of the time, you feel like you're in like some depressing single guy's apartment from like 1975. All that maroon velour furniture, a couple of bottles of wine, 3 cassette tapes, his stains. You're counting like must have been 10,000 asses already on this seat.
think we're gonna make the tip-off.
It seems to me that the closest thing we have to royalty in America are the people that get to ride in those little carts through the airport. Don't you hate these things? They come out of nowhere. Beep, beep, cart people, look out, cart people, look out. We all scurry out of the way like worthless peasants. Ooh, it's cart people. I hope we didn't slow you down. Wave to the cart people, Timmy. They're the best people in the world. You know, if you're too fat, slow, and disoriented to get to your gate on time, you're not ready for air travel. The other people I hate are the people that get on to the moving walkway and then just stand there like it's a ride. Excuse me, there's no animated pirates or bears along the way here. Do your legs work at all? When you vomit on somebody, it is a social faux pas from which there is really no recovery. At that point, there's really very little you can say to the person. There's no Hallmark cards that cover this occasion. There's no vomit sympathy card section of the store, you know. You wear it well. You know, there's no words that really capture, you know. Next time, lunch is on me. There's no really way to phrase the sentiment. There are many things that I think you can point to as proof that the humans are not smart. But my personal favorite would have to be that we had to invent the helmet. What was happening, apparently, was that we were involved in a lot of activities that were cracking our heads. We chose not to avoid doing these activities, but instead to come up with some sort of device to help us continue enjoying our head-cracking lifestyles. The helmet. Even that didn't work because not enough people were wearing them, so we had to come up with the helmet law, which is even stupider. The idea behind the helmet law is to preserve a brain whose judgment is so poor, it does not even try to stop the cracking of the head it's in. Men definitely hit the remote button more than women, wouldn't you say?
Really? That is so true.
Yes, men, men don't care what's on TV. Men only care what else is on TV.
Right on.
Women really want to see what the show is before they change the channel.
Oh, that is so true. Yes.
That's why men hunt and women nest. All right. So, anyway, what was I talking about? I mean, Bozo the Clown. I mean, does he really need the clown in his title as clown? Bozo the Clown. Are we going to confuse him with Bozo the District Attorney? Bozo the Pope? There's no other Bozo. I'm not crazy about used clothes. I mean, they call it vintage, you know, to take your mind off of what it really is, nasty wear. And it's clean, you know, people wear underwear. Yeah, well, they don't wear iron underwear. And that's what it's going to take to get me in those clothes. I mean, I'll move into an apartment after a strange person moves out. Why would I want to move into somebody's pants? There is no vintage underwear, of course. But it's not because a guy couldn't sell its underwear. It's because men wear their underwear until it absolutely disintegrates. Men hang on to underwear until each individual underwear molecule is so strained it can barely retain the properties of a solid. It actually becomes underwear vapor. We don't even throw it out. We just open a window and it goes out like dandelion spores. That's how men throw out underwear. We just go, and it's gone. That's it. It's just...